So Battlefield 2042 is just about 4 days away from the early access launch for those of you that are lucky enough to have EA Play Pro or the Ultimate Edition. And with that, we have a general idea of what we're going to be getting at launch with Battlefield 2042. We have All Out Warfare, we have Battlefield Portal, and we have Battlefield Hazard Zone. All three of those game modes combined with the base package of the game make a pretty solid value add for those of you that plan to buy Battlefield 2042 at launch. But there's one thing that's missing with Battlefield 2042, and that is the presence of a free-to-play aspect of the game. Before the announcement of Hazard Zone, everyone in the community thought it was going to be Hazard Zone that was going to be the free-to-play aspect of Battlefield 2042, but as we know from the launch video, we know that that's not going to be the case. Hazard Zone is going to be attached to the base game, so in order to play the mode, you have to own Battlefield 2042. And that had a lot of people upset at the fact that Battlefield didn't have a free-to-play mode, and people even went as far as to compare Hazard Zone with a game like Call of Duty Warzone, but the two should not really be compared at all. Now, we do know that EA, or Battlefield for that matter, is going to be releasing some sort of free-to-play aspect of Battlefield, which is coming from EA's CEO Andrew Wilson, who said on an earnings call and pretty much hinted at the possibility of a future free-to-play aspect of Battlefield. So we know from the earnings call that EA is at least considering a free-to-play aspect of Battlefield 2042. But here is what I think. It's obvious that Battlefield, DICE, and Ripple Effect for that matter saw what Warzone and Infinity Ward pulled off, and they plan to take some plays out of their playbook. Which, if you guys aren't aware, basically what happened is Call of Duty Modern Warfare released in 2019, and then shortly after they released Call of Duty Warzone, which was the free-to-play aspect for the Call of Duty franchise, and I have a feeling that Battlefield's going to do the same thing. So I wouldn't freak out too much at the fact that there's not going to be a free-to-play mode at launch, because the lack of that mode does not mean it's not going to happen at all. By now, we know the approach that Battlefield 2042 is taking with the live service aspect of their game. We see that with the limited selection of All Out Warfare maps as well as weapons, and I have a feeling sometime next year we're going to be getting a big new season for Battlefield 2042 that is going to release a brand new mode that is free to play, that is a battle royale. I know me saying the words battle royale has a lot of fans kind of freaking out at those words in general because of what happened with Firestorm. Despite the fact that I actually enjoyed Firestorm, still it has a lot of people with a sour taste in their mouth, and I generally think that a lot of people don't think DICE and EA are able to pull off a battle royale mode for Battlefield, and I don't think that's the case. I truly believe one of the main reasons that Battlefield 2042's launch won't have as much content as we were hoping for is the fact that DICE and Ripple Effect are hard work at a new battle royale mode that is free to play for the Battlefield franchise. They got the launch day content for Battlefield 2042 ready, and now they're working on the post-game content. And if that means stripping some of the content from day one, then it is what it is. I think Battlefield having a free-to-play aspect is only going to benefit the franchise. The more amount of people that play Battlefield 2042 and get people onto the game, the better it is for us consumers and Battlefield fans, because lobbies are going to be filled, and it only means the longevity of the game is a lot more secure. I don't want to have dead lobbies like we did with Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. I want DICE and Ripple Effect to pull out all of the stops to try to retain as many players as possible. Now, sure, you could argue if they just made Hazard Zone free to play, then it would bring a lot of people to the base game, but that's not their strategy. Hazard Zone is a type of game that is going to be played by their hardcore Battlefield fans and fans of Tarkov to potentially steal some of those away from that game. The reality of the situation is this: Battle Royale is the hot game mode for multiplayer FPS games. Sure, I am kind of bored of Battle Royale at this point, but it is the reality of the industry. Pretty much all of the top FPS games in terms of watch hours on Twitch and YouTube are all Battle Royale games. The mode in the genre is not going away anytime soon, and it's going to continue to give viewers, and it's pretty much a cheat code in terms of bringing new players to an FPS game. Battlefield will 100% release a Battle Royale game. The writings are on the wall, and with the unfortunate situation around Warzone and the cheater situation, and the fact that the game is kind of moving away from modern day, then this is their opportunity to bring some of those Warzone players back to Battlefield, which will position the franchise to be in a much better spot than previous years. So now the question is when could we potentially get a free-to-play Battle Royale game? We know from the CEO of EA that it's possibly going to happen. They're toying around with the idea, and they would like to do something in the future, but when is the future? In my opinion, I think they're going to do this. They're going to take a play, like I said, out of Warzone's playbook, and they're going to release something next year. We are in November right now, so we're just about 2 months away from the start of the year, and I think sometime in 2022 there will be a huge new game mode released for Battlefield 2042 that announces a battle royale mode with an absolutely huge new map with an insane player count, probably 150 to even 250 people in a server, and then they're going to use the Battlefield 2042's big map as the way of progressing through the Battlefield 2042 story. And I think that we're going to see live events similar to the games like Warzone and Apex, as well as stuff we've seen in Fortnite. And they're just going to go all out with it. We're talking Easter eggs, we're talking live events, map changes that affect the story, and so much more. I think DICE and Battlefield pretty much have to do this because the sequel for Modern Warfare 19, or as we're calling it, Modern Warfare 2, is going to be absolutely massive. And it's going to have a new Warzone map, as well as a rumored Tarkov type mode. And they're pretty much going for EA and Battlefield's throat with this new Modern Warfare 2 game. So DICE has got pretty much one opportunity to try to retain players from jumping on Modern Warfare 2. So DICE and EA are gonna have to have some way to compete with Modern Warfare 2's launch, and the only way that I could see them doing that is with a battle royale game that is free to play to compete with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But I want to know your thoughts, guys. Do you think that Battlefield and DICE should do a battle royale game? Do you think it's going to be happening in general, or do you think they're just going to kind of fizzle out and just leave this one behind like they did with the previous Battlefield games and start working on the next one so that they could get our $60 again? I hope it's not the case. I hope Battlefield takes this opportunity to blow things out of the water, but I am fearful because the Modern Warfare 2 giant is approaching very rapidly, and I hope Battlefield has their stuff prepped, because let me tell you, there is a storm coming and people will not play Battlefield 2042 if there's not enough content or a free-to-play battle royale mode by the time that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 releases. Guys, that's going to wrap it up with this video. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, leave a like, subscribe to my channel with your notifications on, and don't forget to check back to the channel tomorrow for a new upload.